Subscribe, nga like, ngaleteo vitu mzuri na yunguko hapa hivi pedeshe moja mzuri sana nguko leta vitu fresh baba.
Wa Munyinyi TV on YouTube, please subscribe, share and press notification bell. Akiweka tu gossip hivi. Mutakuwa kwanza kuona mwashene, weka mwashene.
You again and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, kindly do so that when we post a video, you'll be the first person to watch. Latest information indicates that the parents might be forced to pay higher fees in secondary schools from next term. This is according to the proposed fee structure 2024. Raising fees in secondary schools in Kenya can have a far-reaching effect on various stakeholders, including students, parents, and the education system as a whole. Let's explore the consequences of fee increases in Kenyan secondary schools, touching on the issues such as access to education, the financial burden on parents, the quality of education, and potential solutions to mitigate all these effects. One of the immediate effects of raising fees in secondary schools is reduced access to education. Higher fees can deter many economically disadvantaged families from sending their children to school. As a result, enrollment rates may drop, and students from low-income backgrounds might have forced to drop out of school or seek alternative, often inferior forms of education. Fee increment place a significant financial burden on parents. For many Kenyan families, education is the most substantial expense, and a rise in fees can strain their budgets. This situation may lead to parents sacrificing other basic needs such as food and healthcare to keep their children in school. An increase in school fees also exacerbates education inequality. Students from affluent backgrounds may not be affected, but those from poor families face challenges in accessing the same quality of education. This inequality can perpetuate a cycle of poverty and limit social mobility. In some cases, raising fees might lead to improved facilities and resources in schools, which can enhance the quality of education. However, this is not always the case. Often, the additional funds may not translate into better educational backgrounds, as mismanagement and corruption can divert money away from its intended purpose. An increase in school fees can impact teacher welfare. If schools do not allocate sufficient funds for teacher salaries and professional development, it can lead to dissatisfaction among educators, potentially affecting the quality of education. Higher fees can contribute to an increase in dropout rates, particularly among vulnerable students populations. Girls in particular may be disappropriated and affected, as their families may prioritize their brother's education due to financial constraints. In response to raising fees, some students may seek alternative forms of education such as homeschooling or low-cost private schools. While these options may provide a short-term solution, they often lack the necessary quality and standards, potentially leading to a decline in the overall education system. The government's role in the regulating and increase of school fees, it must strike a balance between allowing schools to collect reasonable fees and ensuring that education remains accessible and affordable for all. Effective regulation can help mitigate the negative effects of fee hikes. To address the challenges posed by raising school fees, the government can consider various solutions. These include increasing budgetary allocation to the education sector, implementing targeted subsidy programs to assist low-income families, and improving the transparency and accountability of fee management within schools. In conclusion, raising fees in secondary schools in Kenya has a complex effect on access to education, financial burdens on parents, educational quality, and overall inequality. The consequences are multifaceted and require a nuanced approach to create a more equitable and accessible education system. It is essential to balance the need for adequate funding with mechanisms to support disadvantaged students and ensure that school fees do not become a barrier to their education. Right now, the proposed fee structure for 2023-2024 shows national schools will be paying 73,182, while extra county schools will pay 66,000 and day schools will pay 5,372. In the past, parents used to pay, parents used to pay 53,000 in national schools, but right now they'll be paying 73,000. They have added 19,000. Extra county schools used to pay 40,000. Right now they'll be paying 66,000. That is an addition of 25,000. Right now day schools were paying 22. Right now day schools, they are paying let's say 22,000. They were just paying nil. Day schools were free, but right now they'll be paying 5,372. What do you think? They have added 5,000 for day schools students. Do you think we're having free education, or it's just education for the rich?